Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Giving all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High God. The name is Holy Son of Mashiach. Thank the Lord for another holy convocation and another Shabbat. Coming together to get some edification through the scriptures and to gather with our people. And the name of this class is We Are Living in Babylon. Here late, I've been telling all the brothers, remember we living in Babylon. Remember we living in Babylon. Because you have to remember that we living in Babylon. This is not, America already ain't nothing that they said it was. It's not even what they call a public, it's a corporation is what it is. That's why they rule off of capitalism. So it's nothing that they say. No, it's a nation, no, it's none of that. And America just a part of Babylon. See, brothers think that America is the whole of Babylon. They showing you that it ain't just America. America is one part of Babylon. Babylon is an empire. The military part for Babylon is Washington, D.C. They city states. The financial capital for Babylon is London City. And the spiritual capital of Babylon is the Vatican City. If you look those up, all of those are city states. They are governing themselves. The countries that they are in do not govern those city states. That's because they are a part of Babylon. So we just watched a video from the Birmingham Games 2022. And I'm gonna put the link in up underneath the video. We just saw that worship Baal openly and the Tower of Babel. That's worshiping the beast. That's the same thing we did when we came out of the wilderness. They hold on to that stuff. They not gonna hold on to nothing good that the Israelites do. That's why they dwell on only the bad stuff. That the Israelites broke the commandments. The Israelites, that's what they care about. They don't care about the Israelites doing right because they know if the Israelites do right, then the Israelites gonna be ruling over them. So they got to keep this going. And in that video, they had a sister on top of the beast. You know what I'm saying? Everything around us is symbolic. That's why I keep reminding you, we are living in Babylon. We are completely engulfed in Babylon. Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. We have to remember that people want to go fight everybody in Babylon. You can't fight everybody in Babylon. You can't fight everybody in Babylon. You're outnumbered. We are not in our own home. Read that when you got it.
This is the book of John, chapter 9.
Job.
John. This is the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24.
Read that.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
We have to remember that the earth has been given to 360 degrees around us. If we keep the laws and commandments, we can be the light for our people. Because if we are in darkness, everything that's around us is in darkness. TV, the internet, out in public. You can't have no interaction with people without it being messed up at this point. Don't nobody trust nobody. People can't even trust their kids to walk home from school no more. So the school lines is wrapped down the block around the corner because it's not no light in this place. We're in the valley of the shadow of death. And we have to remember that. So we have to let our light shine. So if we don't let our light shine, then who the people gonna see? How they gonna know the way to go? You know what I'm saying? Give me Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. Revelation chapter 18 verse 4. The Lord told us what we need to do. Once we realize, we bethink ourselves, we remember who we are, what we need to do. When we realize where we at. When you wake up in the matrix and realize where you at. What do you say?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
What did he say?
Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues.
The Lord is telling us to come out of that. None of this is set up for us. And it ain't no representation of a straight black male or Hispanic male or Native American male in this country or in this world. They gotta always depict us as homosexuals, as weak, as tender and delicate. That's right there. That's a signal right there. Why would I want to have anything to do with this place? We done did classes about the Willie Lynch. You got to be a fool to play into the hands of what how they want us to be, how they program us to be. If you go back and do anything that you have found out that they wanted you to do or how they wanted you to be, and you do it, you're a fool. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. We going through these classes and we reading how the enemy did things to make us a certain type of way. And we read in the Bible where the Lord has woken us up, shined his light upon us, brought us to who we are. And so it's a line. You got to be how to be covered. Ain't no in between. Ain't nobody telling nobody to be holy and die. That was the Levites. But we are holy people, a separate people. And you cannot be in Babylon and say you in Israel spiritually. You can't do it. Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 8. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the goats before the flock.
Come out of the midst of Babylon. That's a precept upon precept, and it's talking spiritually. We may not have the means to physically get up out of here, but you got the means to spiritually get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
For real. But the Most High keep account of everything. You be Revelations, chapter 3, verse 15. He not bringing us to the light for nothing, man. It said, many are called, but few are chosen. If you one of the called, then you dang sure want to be one of the chosen, don't you? Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? It's just like any other situation. You gotta get good marks, good grades. You gotta show yourself worthy. You know what I'm saying? We ain't here to beat nobody up. Because it's between you and the Most High. It's gonna be between me and the Most High. What he gonna judge me? You know what I'm saying? No, the Lord said, don't be overly righteous over much. But he did say to tell the truth. This ain't no game that we living in. We got people who it's openly work. We read in the Bible what they did, what we did. Mm-hmm. And then now people thinking it's everything is, oh, that's Bible, that's old, that's biblical time. They showing you right now, right in your face, we in biblical time. So we them same biblical people. Either you're gonna be dancing around with the Baal or you're gonna be getting away from that stuff. It's no in between. You cannot be saying you Israel and you work for the Most High, but you still dibbling and dabbling with that. Because he's telling you, don't be partakers of her sins. We have already been partakers of her sins. Why would the hell would you wake up to who you are and then go back like it's something there for you? You know even more that it's nothing here for us than you did before. We know even harder that this place is not set up for us. So why would I be a partaker of any of her sins? That's foolishness, man. That's just like this brother yesterday had a cross around his neck, right? And I say, brother, he asked for some water. And I was hesitant about giving it to him, but we gave him one of the littles. Then he asked for another one. Hold up, bro. Before we go any farther, you got this cross around your neck, brother, and that's idolatry. Well, I'm not religious. I said, well, why don't you take it off then? But I'm just wearing it. I'm not religious. I said, well, that's a religious relic. That's for a religion. That's for the Catholic. And you got white people all around it. Why you want to take it off? And to each his own, man. I said, you know what? You even more foolish than the people who don't even know that thing's supposed to be. You saying you not religious and you still wearing it, and the brother showing you, I'm pulling out the 2 Babylons to show him that it's for Tammuz, and he don't want to hear it. Because our people is foolish, man. You'd rather do some idiocracy than to do what's right. That's how hard they fight against the Most High and they own people. You would rather do something that's idiotic than to say, you know what, brother? Like the one brother did. The first brother took his cross off. When we told him, you know what they see when they see you with that cross? We got you. He ain't like that. He ain't want to say they got him. Because he said they were looking for him. He ain't looking for me. He took them all out. But the other brother's so stubborn. And we're like, this is what we're talking about. Ignorance is not bliss.
And to show you that he repented from that thing, he took the cross and rolled it out in the middle of the street. Now I'm talking about rolled it in the middle of the street. No more. So that shows that's the repentance we need here in this wicked country. You know what I'm saying? To get out of their system. You know what I'm saying? Because we can actually break. If we just keep the Sabbath day holy, we can break this economy. We can bring Esau down.
Even black people who not in this practicing Israelites say the same thing.
Yeah.
They say the same thing. And the one power that we got as black people is financial power. The Most High built that into our heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't even get on the same page about that. Is we not the Israelites? Are we not the Israelites, man? So why is we sitting up there playing when we know we the people of the book, we see this book living? But it's not a game, man. Do we not believe that the Most High is putting down judgment right before the face? You think because you would say something when somebody else getting judged and put down on you, but you think it ain't gonna happen to you. We need to quit playing, man. This is serious. This is not no game that we playing, because when they say Christ gonna come like a thief in the night, or you gonna die first, I would not be playing with them eyes that we got, especially as black people. We need to quit playing the games, man. We ain't got high expectations in this country. That's right. By the way everything is set up, the food system, the financial system, we got to work hard. All the brothers got to work hard. That's why the black man died before the black woman. We got to go busting our butt. Because that's how the system's set up. So why would I give them any more help and putting me down early? Because while I'm here, I'm fighting. I'm not wasting a day of fighting on this earth to represent my people, my brothers. The tolerated disrespect that they give us is unacceptable. We're not doing it. So when we disrespect ourselves, what is we doing? So we out here fighting them about disrespect, but when we inside disrespecting each other in so many different ways. That's why we can't get nowhere. That's why we can't have nothing. Brothers can't communicate. Brothers can't talk. Brothers can't act like men. And we on another level. So if we can't be on this level and get it right, then there ain't no hope. You might well go ahead and die. You might well don't even say you're an Israelite. Because if you're not going to do the things that they want you not to do, they know they don't want you to have unity. You know they don't want you to wake your people up. You know they don't want you to raise the children up to be Israelite men and women. Why in the hell would you not be? Why would you be not doing your job that you need to be doing? That the Most High woke us up to. I told several brothers, if you've been teaching, you've been reading, now you're not doing it. But the Most High woke you up and raised you to that level, and you stopped. Do you know how disrespectful that is? But that's why he say many are called and few are chosen. Do you want to be just called? Or do you want to be chosen? Why would you stop at called? Why would you get to the point of further than any other so-called African American and then just be called and stop? That's foolishness, man. That's foolishness. And he ain't raised us to be foolish. We living in Babylon, man. They want us to go down. They want us to not succeed. We the only ones that can make us not succeed. Give me Psalms chapter 82 and verse 5.
We didn't even get to
Go ahead. Read that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
The Most High know our works. Quit playing. He know the works. And the people know the words too. Read on.
I would thou were cold or hot.
Be either cold or hot, man. Be either cold or hot. Ain't nobody got time for lukewarm. I like my juice ice cold. I like my water ice cold. I like my cocoa hot. Who wants something lukewarm? Nobody want nothing. The Lord don't want it lukewarm now. He want to see where you stand at. And I'm telling you, the same way Christ said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was naked, you clothed me. Who was he talking about? Who the hell you think he talking about gonna know if you hot or you cold? Them same brothers that's representing Christ right here on earth. We Christ. We are Christ. So when we help each other, we help in Christ. When we lie to each other, we lie to Christ. When we not doing what we supposed to do, who we not doing it with? We got to work together. See, that's what a lot of people ain't understanding. They want to do their own thing. That's a nigga mentality. When it comes to this work, we have to work together. We can't do it on our own. Right. Even he told the disciples need to go about 2 by 2. Christ had 12 disciples. Read. That's it on that.
Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
And that's why he said he'd rather you go on there and be cold. Because he don't even want to do that. The Lord don't want nobody to die in wickedness.
Right. And look at it like this here too. When you see he will spew you out of his mouth, he's talking to the Hebrew Israelites, okay? We don't get to go into captivity no more. So we're not going to be with the Edomites and the Moabites and all them in captivity. No, we're going to the lake of fire. Yeah. That's where we're going. And the brothers and sisters that made it, every new moon, every Sabbath, they're going to come by and visit you and see what you have done. That goes for every last one of us. I say this more times than I probably should, but I think it needs to be said. There is no more captivity for an Israelite when Christ comes back. That's it. Ain't no more captivity. Don't think, well, I just get by and I go into captivity again. No, it don't work that way. I don't care who you is, who you think you is. It does not work that way. Because he said it's going to be, the souls is going to burn. Hurt. Gonna burn. That thing gonna hurt. Okay? So this is real serious, y'all. It's real serious. This is real serious. That goes for every last one of us, especially the bros and sisters in this room. You know what I'm saying? Especially us. We have to get to a point where we take the Most High as serious, you know what I'm saying, as we take our spouses or we take each other. We got to be serious about this thing. This is not a game, Bruce.
He said, he who loves mother and father more than me is not worthy of me.
That's right.
That's real, though. These people got problems with their parents. Parents don't want to hear nothing they got to say. Ain't trying to. So why would you love any creature more than you love the creator that made you? That's foolishness. Because he made them too.
That's right.
We ain't make nobody. He gave us the bodies. He gave you the body, gave your wife the body to make the child that y'all got. It's all belong to him. Every last piece of us. Give me Psalms 82 and 5. Because Babylon is out of here. This place is finished. You can't reverse what's been started. You can't reverse this place right here. You got in Tel Aviv, the gay capital of the world. They say Las Vegas, Sin City. They name their places. Babylon name their places, boy. Read that up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. all the foundations of the earth are out of course.
That's what's going on. People walking on in darkness. Do you really know people in darkness? Because if you dancing around a bull, a mechanical bull, as if it's really gonna do something for you, you done lost your mind.
Mhm.
All right, what Satan can do for you? Give you some money on earth, make you live good while you're here. But most of them people be miserable. Most of the people with money miserable. You got somebody following you around all the time, harassing you with cameras, people you ain't never getting no privacy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you think you want that fame. We watch celebrities go crazy right in front of us. Right in front of us. They doing rituals during their shows. What was that, Travis Scott? What that satanic stuff they had going on there. They showing you what they're about. We are living in Babylon.
Said the Super Bowl did the same thing.
Yeah, they don't even
Doing no over stomp and all this here, and people just coming in, flocking to that stuff, man. We got our celebrities mixed up. We got the wrong celebrities.
They in darkness. They know not what they do. They know not what they worship. They don't understand these signs that say in front of them. That's why I say the foundations of the earth is out of course. Back in the day, they used to know what all this stuff meant. That's why we had to relearn what this is. We would have been looking at it too. Hell, we thought Obama was a black man. That show you how much we knew. We would have been looking at it too. Oh, look at the bull. Hey, oh my God, they're dancing around. They must be having a lot of fun. And literally, it's the same thing they was doing when we was in the wilderness. They imitate. And we know now, because our eyes have been open. But a lot of our people don't know nothing.
They think it's just like they say, like a flower arrangement. Oh, it's just a show. We'll put it. It's cool.
It says, get your husband. Everything is on Tuesday, brother. But no, he got a point. He got a point.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, thinking that it's just, oh, pretty colors. That's how they do. Watch Disney. Lord have mercy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the Disney Channel. They just putting it right there. No shame no more. They try to make us feel shame if we feel how the Most High had said he feel about it. Oh, there's something wrong with you. You're not with trannies reading the little kids in the library. There's something wrong with you. What? Hold up. The whole foundation of the earth is out of course. I remember when it was the other way around. Since I know you remember, I know you remember. Now they telling us we wrong. And we got a problem with the gay pride parade, got little kids out there with homosexual men and women and trannies naked. There's something wrong with it. Because the whole foundation of the earth is out of course. This is Babylon. And this is why we drive home today. Because brothers be getting mad. You talk to a brother, man, these people, like, we in Babylon. We're in Babylon. Brothers ready to go off. Ain't even no sense going on. Let your light shine, like Christ said. Let your light therefore shine. What you got?
You only read Genesis 3 and 6, and his precept to kind of what he was saying. This is how Babylon gets us. Okay, this right here is the same way Eve got gotten. Okay, Genesis 3 and 6. When you get there, read it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 6. And when the woman saw the tree was good for food,
For what?
for food,
Read.
and it was pleasant to the eye.
It was what to the eyes?
Pleasant to the eyes.
It's the same thing he just said. They feed us the roses. They give us the good look and the pretty colors. They even put a beautiful little sister up on top of the bowl. You know what I'm saying? And that would make us flock to that stuff. That Satan has always done that. He always presents something good to us that is no good for us. Read on out.
And a tree to be desired.
To be what?
desired.
Babylon is being desired. And that's the reason why the Most High said, come out from among her, my people.
It's a city that's sitting on a hill.
It's sitting on the hill.
This place got everybody want to come to. Don't nobody want to flock to China. Ain't nobody flocking to Russia. Ain't nobody flocking to Africa. They want to flock to America. Why? Because they got every form of sin that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
People leave their country. Say you leave Saudi Arabia, or what? And where they got to dress, they got to put the full dress on, the full garments. Know what I'm saying? But then when they come over here, what? Yeah, now they ain't wearing no clothes. What they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So now they over here and they talking noise. And now they ain't acting how they acted in their country. And then they go on villainize Saudi Arabia for how their culture is. Hold up, we've been like this for thousands of years. Y'all just been like this for 250 years. Because Babylon got that cup.
That's right.
That cup of abomination. And don't forget about Europe. No, Europe cannot stay. Because everything Europe do comes over here. People weren't wearing skinny jeans. They were wearing them in Europe. And then it came over here. Because what they worried about? The European fashion. So it's all connected. London, Britain, and America ain't never stopped being free. They just got a different business arrangement. America they never stopped belonging to England. It's a business arrangement. They just changed the business arrangement. That's how. So America, Europe, England, France, Germany, all these places influence the whole world. That's right. Because if they're not connected, then why is it Nazi skinheads that's been influenced by Germany over here? You know what I'm saying? Why are they in France? Why are they in Italy? Because they all connected. So you go back and look at this history about the Medicis, the Pope Alexander, and Caesar Borgia, the Borgias, and all these different families, and see how far back they go. The mob families, these mafia families. This is old evil. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the Rothschilds and all of the Koch brothers. This is old evil. They've been holding on for a long time because the earth been given into their hands for wicked. And they've been keeping it intact. And then they evolved it into the corporations. That's the real bosses. That's the real people who running the stuff, running the show. The worldwide corporations, the conglomerates that own all the TV, all the Hollywood, all the music, all the communications, all the news, up under one umbrella. And it's another one under this umbrella. That's who runs stuff. That's who really running Babylon. That's why it transcends just a country. When they say, we're going to read, give me Revelation 17. She sits on many waters. See, they think it's just America because they say America got military bases all over the world. That's because America is the military capital of Babylon. But what about London City with the financial? Ain't it banks all over the world? What about the spiritual part of the bank? Don't they got Catholic churches all over the world? They sit on many waters. Read that out.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 17 and verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which have the seven vials, and he talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
So militarily, it sits on many waters. Financially, it sits on many waters. And for their religious system, it sits on many waters. That's why hence the three city-states: Washington, D.C., London City, and Vatican City. Read on.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
With the what?
With the wine of her fornication.
Spiritual fornication. That's every type of fornication under the sun that you can do in this place. Every bestiality, homosexuality, turning yourself from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. Is that not an abomination? Real.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So it's showing you right there. We done went through this before about the EU. That's showing you that it's more than just America. If we got 7 heads and 10 horns, and it's been broken down about the EU and NATO, it's showing you that it's just more than just America. It's all throughout the world, and it's these European Edomite countries. They the only ones that's intact. They the only nation. They got all their countries intact, except for Russia. The Chinese, the agents, Moab, they don't have all their stuff intact because America came in and put a divide with Taiwan and China and the Philippines, you know what I'm saying? And all those different Asian countries. America done been in there putting a divide. That's why you got a North Korea and a South Korea, because of Esau. They come and divide. The Arabs, they came and divided them. Iran against Saudi Arabia. Iraq, they done broke them up. The African countries, none of them is on the same page. But the only race of people that's on the same page in this world is the Edomites. That's the red dragon. And they worship the beast, and they show you they worship the beast. And who gave power to the beast? Satan. Read on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colors, and decked with gold and precious
What you
stones.
say, God? Pretty colors. Pretty colors. They marveling at the woman. Marveling at the Catholic Church and all the gold and they stole and put up in their head. Marveling at the military. We just seen the ships. These ships space age now. You'll marvel at them. Oh, what the hell is that? Man, that's slick. You know what I'm saying? Marveling at the money. Read on.
And they landing airplanes on the ship.
Wow. Yes. That mug just took off vertically. Wow.
Yeah, her colors, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearl, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Man, just think of this place. We was in Austin. The abortion devils was walking down there. It was filthy and abominable, man. Bunch of lesbians and gays marching for abortion. And you're like, but this don't even make no sense. You a lesbian, you not even trying to have a baby. You a man, what are you doing out here? Know what I'm saying? And they marching for the death of babies.
Nah, cause you know them lesbians be slipping up, be coming up pregnant, but they say they lesbian. You know they gotta get red, they gotta hide it.
And whatever you gotta do, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't right.
This bags your word up about this man. Okay, 12 and 10. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator." What did it say? Abomination and fornication, man. That's all he about.
Because it's all types of fornication. It's talking spiritual fornication.
That's it.
Read on.
And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Read.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
All throughout this world, they have killed the Israelites.
That's right.
All throughout this world.
That's right.
When they went on their missionary trips, who came after them? The conquistadors. And they murdered us. They murdered the Native Americans. They murdered the Mayans. They murdered the Aztecs, the Peruvians, all the Israelites. They murdered us. They murdered us, bringing us over here in slavery. They murdered us while we was here. They murdered us right now. And all those brothers and sisters they was crucified was martyrs for Christ. Chopped off John the Baptist head. Killed Christ himself. These are the same people That's why I posed yesterday. Somebody tell me when these people change. They the same vicious people that had no respect to persons for what they do to us. They don't care. But we thinking they change. You want to love this person. You want to talk about this our country. I don't want no part. This country gotta be destroyed. You can't cleanse this land but with the blood of them that killed you. That baby filthy.
Right.
So we can't even live here. We can't even restart here until that happens. And since most of the Israelites are scared of the oppressor, we gotta wait till Yahushua comes. They scared. They got the will lynch on. You'll have the hardest Negro out here ready to do anything to a brother or start making excuses for the white man. You know, brother, baby, God told us to love each other. Hold up, brother. You just you just said, yo, whoop that nigga, hey. But you ready to love everybody now. But that's how you can call our people out. Because it's true, they don't even know how psychologically messed up they are. We done seen it too many times. We done seen too many sisters try to defend the white boy. But won't even listen to us. Because they've been pre-programmed. That's why I'm saying up in here, and to Israelites who listen, why would you play into the hand of these people when you know they pre-programmed our people to be a certain way? But the Most High gave us a different program. This is our program, and we need to be putting in. That's why I say, be converted. Be converted. Be converted from what they tried to program you to, and be converted back to what the Most High meant for us to be. And it can happen here in Babylon.
That's right.
Read on.
With the blood of the martyrs and of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
What he do?
I wondered with great admiration.
Because you can't do nothing but wonder. Look at everybody in the world want to come here. They don't push this lie, which we're privy to know because we've been here our whole life, called the American dream. So you got people far off thinking they missing out on something. You think you missing out on what? Overcrowded cities? What you missing out on? Violence on every corner? What you missing out on? 200, 300 murders a year in a city?
When they get to come over and get the new song, I feel like busting loose. I feel like that's the way we want.
You're gonna bust loose in a lake of fire. You gonna leave your country because you looking at the city on the heat. They looking at the white women they done put out here because in every one of these countries, they got these white women or light-skinned people of their race, and they plaster on the TV. I remember watching this thing. It was in like Tibet. You know, they move around with big oxen, so they was nomadic people, and the TV wasn't really there yet. And then when it finally hit to where the nomadic people started seeing what was on TV, the younger people started seeing the thinner, whiter Tibet women on TV. And they started wanting to be like that. But the real woman was healthy, strong women. You know what I'm saying? And they cooked and they was nomad. They started looking at that and the kids started wanting to go to the city to act like the white folks, which is start messing their culture up because then they start losing their culture because they want to come. And that's the thing about Babylon in the West. When the West come, you're going to lose your culture. That's what they did in Afghanistan. That's what messed stuff up because if your culture is a certain way, this man want to come in and say, no, you're wrong. The women need rights. The children need rights. But it ain't the rights that people need. It's the rights that they want it to be so they can mess your culture up. And then what happened? Then they leave Afghanistan and they act like it's the worst place in the world. Well, y'all made it like that because y'all came in interrupting these people's culture and their life. And then you pulled all your resources that you had was given them. You puffed all the women up and then you left them high and dry. That's what the white man do. He break every treaty that he made. That's why you can't trust them. They should have never let them puff them up all the way up here.
So won't even leave a grave.
Won't even leave a grave. They left them some stuff. They left the Taliban some weapons to keep in control. That's what they did. Them niggas running around don't even know how to fly the airplane. They remember what we got and taking pictures with it.
They bothering that
They over there taking pictures like a mug. Look what we got. No damn one don't know how to fly that helicopter. They gonna find us today. Because that's what America do. But everybody want to keep trusting. They ain't learned their lesson yet. How the whole world ain't learned their lesson? But they mad after they leave. I talked to the Indian dude yesterday. He was like, yeah, our country don't like the monarchs. I bet you don't. Because they had y'all in subjection. And he was darker than me. But when you see Indian people now, don't they be light? They be light because the British man was over there. The British man was over there messing with their women. And now they looking at the dark skin, the original of their people, like they less than you. Because that's the children of the conqueror, just like over here. And why a lot of our people, you can write them off. They the children of the conqueror. They don't care about nothing we talking about. They want to be in Babylon. They want to take the red pill and eat the steak and stay asleep. So all this running around, that's why I tell brother, don't beg nobody. You ain't got to beg nobody to come out the matrix. If they want to come out the matrix, they gonna be going down the rabbit hole. You're gonna be trying to find the creator. You ain't got to beg nobody to do nothing. Give me Revelation 18 and 1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. And the hold of every foul spirit.
No, some of the foul spirit.
And the hold of every foul spirit.
Every foul spirit that's in this world, you can find it in Babylon. You can find it. The same thing you can find in America, you can find it in France. You can find it in Italy. It was funny because they thought they were going to mess the Russians up when they said, we taking McDonald's out of there. We're taking McDonald's and Google. We're taking our stuff back. Some people don't care about McDonald's.
Putin say, come on here, come get this car.
They say we got McDonald's. Yeah. We don't need McDonald's, we got McDonald's. Talking about they want to try to punish you by taking their stuff. Take this garbage.
If we can start your formula anyway, we can make it ourselves.
And it's garbage anyway. It's garbage anyway, man. They selling us garbage. They want to put you under, like I was watching about the Amish making their stuff organically, growing the meat organically, growing the vegetables organically, and the FDA finding them because they won't go through the FDA. Because the FDA gonna try to tell you to put these different chemicals in your stuff, and they don't want to do it. Because they customers buying from them because it's organic. Because they're not using those chemicals. So the FDA fined them $300,000 because they won't go through them. So they can say, you need to put this chemical in there, and you need to spray it with this and do it with that. That's how wicked this place is, because why? Who running the FDA? Corporations. I can't remember, what's the name of that show? You don't know? When it was a show where the chick came from the future, and she went back.
Okay.
And the people in the Congress, the senators, were CEOs of companies. Corporations.
Yeah. There was no more U.S. government. They said the government failed. Corporations held all power.
But literally, that's what's going on right now because the corporations lobby the congressmen, meaning they can pay them so much money to vote towards the way. That's the same thing. So if this congressman, if the limit is $50,000 and the oil industry, they gave you $50,000. Which way you voting on the bill that's going against the oil company?
You're vote to keep that money going.
You're going to vote to keep the money going. So no matter how many people in Florida talking about this oil spill that messed up the environment and we voting against it, they're going to be like, I'm voting with the oil company.
Get a little
Now,
Dawn.
how is that?
Get a little Dawn and wipe the duck up.
How is that fair? How is that democracy? So our people are falling for this democracy lie that came from the Greeks. This everybody got a fair share in the voting, but then yet the people you vote for can be bought off by the corporations that's against you. They walk in darkness.
This is crazy.
Because if you keep falling for that lie, then you foolish. They keep showing us every year. They don't even, it's so bad they ain't got no shame. They know people dumb. I'm questioning most of the Israelites, some of the stuff that's going on in Israel. Like, are we that silly? We are. That's why we got to lean on the Most High. That's why we got to lean on the Lord. Because individually, on our own, I don't care how smart we think we are. I thought I was smart. And I voted for Obama. That's what let me know I didn't know a dang old thing. I'm telling you, that changed my life. When I found out that man, I came to the truth, and I found out that man wasn't an Israelite. That changed my life. Because I was mad because I've been bamboozled. What's gonna happen here? They just had here's $4 billion to Ukraine. Oh, Taiwan, here's a $50 package. You got homeless all everywhere, but you got money for the fence because why? It all go back to Esau. This is how we know who Esau is. And I can play you a video of the Irish where they straight telling you they from they in clans. You know what I'm saying? They clans, just like the Bible says. But we know it's Esau. You're looking at it right in your face. Esau gonna live by the sword and he gonna die by the sword. So Esau don't care that little children get shot up in the school. What's the first thing they say? As soon as they talk about gun reform, what they say? You're not taking my gun, you're taking amendment rights. Because that's just the way the government try to get me an arm. Now, if they want to get you an arm, they just come to your house and take your stuff. They pull up in a tank with a whole bunch of soldiers, with a drone hovering over your house, with a helicopter, and a B-2 bomber flying by, and they can just come take your stuff. They go to other countries and kill terrorists in other countries. And you think they just can't take your guns? Well, the pride of the white man heart has deceived him. Is this how wicked the white man is? Who started the FBI?
The white man.
Now, who over here talking about the FBI ain't no good? Well, we've been saying the FBI wasn't no good. Nobody would listen to us. Now, Trump people say the FBI ain't no good. It's you got to work there. Well, these people is something else. Every abomination under the sun is in this. Read on up.
For all the shall I? And the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Every what?
Every unclean and hateful bird.
Man, every type of hate that you want to find is in this place. Every type of abomination that you want to find is in this. You got people worship. They got a show on called Lucifer.
Oh, yeah.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
And he the good guy. Where are we living at? You can't be nowhere but in Babylon. We're in the God-fearing land. Is you finna find where Lucifer is the good guy.
Only in Babylon.
But they say, in God we trust. Yeah, we know what God don't trust in, because you had never put no show on like that if you were fearing the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Only in Babylon. Straight confusion. They teaching the children that Lucifer is the good guy.
Even their statues represent all evil murderers and rapists and stuff like that. That's who they worship. They worship these devils.
George Washington, a murderer.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, a murderer and a rapist.
Yeah.
All they people that they worship is murderers. And every last one of them has something to do against us. Check the history. Every last one of them. They idolize it. Why they got Columbus Day? Columbus ain't even land here. He ain't even land in America. Over here, he landed in the islands. So why is it Columbus Day? Why is it the District of Columbia? Why is it the Columbian State? Why is it Columbian State University? All that means something. Know what I'm saying? These people worship their idols that has something to go against God with. Read on that.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of her wine.
No, some of the nations.
All the nations have drunk of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Oh, right there. See, the merchants of the earth. We got two major things. That's why I brought up the financial. Everything about Babylon, what keeps Babylon running, is the merchants. It's the money. What started America? How was America founded?
Back to slave, free trade.
Off of slavery.
Commerce.
Commerce. We was the commerce. So they had the commodity. So they had to protect their investments. You know what I'm saying? They built this country. They built Wall Street off of slavery. They built this country off of slavery, off of commerce. So that's why America got rich so fast, free labor. And the selling of slaves. So they got rich, they came here, then they started dominating the money. The dollar. That's how America and the Babylon is running the show, through the money. They thought they would go mess Russia up with the money. That's their go-to. That's why they sanction you if you go against them. They put sanction on you and make all the countries that deal with them not deal with you. They try to isolate you out if you go against them. So say you're an African country and say, we against homosexuality, we not with it. America gonna come in there and say, hold up, you can't do that. And yes, I can. No, you can't do that, buddy. You want to trade, you gonna have to accept it.
This is my country.
And you gonna get sanctioned. And they gonna sanction you hard. Because the African countries got more money than everybody. But for whatever reason, they don't have more money than everybody. Because the white man coming there, he gonna handle you, man. And then what he gonna do? He gonna find the one that's against you, the good one. And he want to be in power. So we gonna come in power with him to go against you. Yeah. And make y'all have a civil war. But we gonna give him weapons and stuff. This is what he did to the Indians. This is what he did over here. And this is what he did to us in Africa. He went to the Africans. He knew that they know they was against us. They gave them guns. They gonna split you. And we gonna take his side to get you out of there because you thinking the wrong way. We need somebody who gonna think like us and be corrupt to the people. And that's how the people ain't got nothing.
Took Gaddafi out. Gaddafi had a plan that was gonna hurt this place. You know what I'm saying? This place and Britain. What was it called? The gold dinar?
Yeah.
Dinar, something like that.
His money gonna be based off of gold.
Yeah.
But Russia and China say they're gonna do the same thing. So it's built off of mercy. But the other thing, I'm gonna read this out of the book of Joshua, because this is where everything started at with Nimrod. It started with the spiritual. That's why the Catholic Church is so powerful. What we were watching yesterday, baby? The Serpent Queen. These mugs, it's about this queen. I don't really know too much about it, but she was a girl. They came and took her out the nunnery. They had her tied up. Her uncle was the Pope. And he gave the dude the money that had got her. And he was like, this ain't enough money. He had the staff with a cross on it. He said, well, I command you to release her to the Pope of the Catholic Church. And he said, if you don't, you're going to burn in the eternal fire. So they start getting down and doing this right here. And everybody got down on their knees. And old boy looking around like, hey, you know what? Just don't get taken. They so superstitious. They got these people so superstitious to where when he did this show, this Pope wicked. He wicked. But he just said, by the command of the Pope. And what the girl said, what the queen said was this was the first time that she saw a show of power. It wasn't real power. It was a show of power. And that's what they doing to the people. They putting on a show of power. That's what them pastors do. doing their hand like this, and all the people follow. They try to put on a show of power, but it's fake. It's not real power. They fake and fugazi, and they try to use God to do it. But it all started here. This is the book of Jasher, chapter 7 and verse 40. And it says, the verse 39. And when Nimrod had joyfully returned from battle, after having conquered his enemies, all his brethren together with those who knew him before, assembled to make him king over them. And they placed a regal crown upon his head. And he set over his subjects and people, princes, judges, and rulers, as is the custom amongst kings. And he placed Terah, the son of Nahor, that's Abraham's father, the prince of his host. And he dignified him and elevated him above all his princes. And whilst he was reigning according to his heart's desire, after having conquered all his enemies around, he advised with some of his counselors to build a city for his palace, and they did so. And they found a large valley opposite to the east, and they built him a large and extensive city. And Nimrod called the city that he built Shinar, for the Lord had vehemently shaken his enemies and destroyed them. And Nimrod dwelt in Shinar, and he reigned securely, and he fought with his enemies and subdued them. And he prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great. And all the nations and tongues heard of his fame. They gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth. They brought him offerings, and he became their Lord and King. And they all dwelt with him in the city of Shinar. And Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah, and they were all under his power and counsel. And all the earth was one tongue and words of unity. But Nimrod did not go in the ways of the Lord. See, once he got everybody up under him, who does it sound like? Does it sound like Esau? He played that role like he forgot. Then he get everybody up under him. That's what he did with his crusades, with his missionary. Oh, yeah, we working for God. And in a sense, he was. He was doing what he's supposed to do. Oh, I'm working for God. This is the power of God. He's going to put you in like a fire if you don't do what I told you to do. So it says, once he got everybody up under him, it said, but Nimrod did not go in the ways of the Lord, and he was more wicked than all the men that were before him. For the days of the flood into those days, he was more wicked. And he made gods of wood and stone, and he bowed down to them, and he rebelled against the Lord, and taught all his subjects and the people of the earth his wicked ways. And Marduk, his son, was more wicked than his father. So it started with Nimrod of gathering all the people and then teaching them the wickedness. Let's get another one. Huh? Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. Let's see, they just keep repeating this same cycle. To gather all the people up under, then teach them to go against God. Because why? They want to be the gods on the earth. Read that out.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. 41. 41?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shalaki, 41.
Watch, it's going to be the same thing.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should lead his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king.
Ain't that the same thing that Nimrod did? And then watch this. Didn't it say Nimrod reigned over all the sons of Noah?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Ain't that the same? Abraham's father, Terah, he was the son of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
So he over here working for him. He doing his bit. It was only a few that wasn't. Because Noah, Shem, Abraham, they all was off to the side. They wasn't dibbling in this. But a lot of other of the sons of Noah was. Just like many of the Israelites consented to go against God's law. It's the same thing. Now today, what's going on? They want everybody to be what? They want everybody to be what? Christians. And do what? Go against God. They want you to not do, they don't want you to keep the Sabbath.
One world church is what
One world. That let you know right there. The one world church. And where it all leads to. Worshiping Satan. That's all it leads to. Read on up.
And we say this, you know, and since you brought this up, it's funny that Bishop Jakes and all these pastors was talking about this one thing, you know, bringing in all these different people in, and they all can be, you know, saved up under Jesus the Christ, right? Yeah. Well, since that didn't work out so well because too many people were falling for it, what are they doing now? You got now Israelite schools and stuff inviting everybody in, man. Come on, God. Come on. All just for that, what's that, 501c3?
Look, it's the same thing.
That's
GOCC, one body. Everybody saying they letting the heathens in. I'm not in agreement. That don't line up. That sounds a little Babylonish to me. That sounds like Babylon. The Lord told us to be separate and be holy. He told us to never trust thine enemies. How in the heck is you finna follow them commandments if you got them right here with you? You done broke 2 of those commandments. Then you know Edomite women is kryptonite to Israelite men. You want to invite that into it. So that's Deuteronomy 7:6. What you gonna do? Tell them they can't marry? They're gonna be creeping out with them anyway. Come on.
Mayonnaise on your sandwich.
No, I'll take sauerkraut. It's ludicrous.
Boy,
We can't even practice doing this first. But we want to run out here and want to do some other stuff. We ain't even washed the dishes yet. We ready to go outside. Well, our people is something else, man. Goodness gracious. That's why I say we in Babylon.
They won't go out and play and don't want to take the trash out while you're going.
That's how we got Pharisees coming out of Babylon with the taboo. This same type of stuff. Babylon, that's where they came from. Babylon. We got a whole nother something coming out of this Babylon. But the Lord said ain't nothing new under the sun. So that's why all we know what's the constant, what's consistent. The law of the Lord. We grab on to that, then we grab on to Christ. If we grab on to Christ, then we grab on to the Most High. This is not hard. But you don't have a hold of it and watch you don't have. We see it all around us. Everybody you see is an example. Read on now.
Verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the, I can't see this, the strange laws of the land.
Gotcha. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Now this right here. This is what I'm gonna get on these Hispanic folks on my next class or the one after that. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols. Man, if I see one more idol chapel with the Virgin Mary devil in it, I'm through. These people don't even know. I told the Northern Kingdom, I said, bro, y'all, this is what you should know, y'all Northern Kingdom, by doing that stuff right there. Black people don't even do that. We ain't setting up no little house to put no statue in. That's abomination, no type of abomination.
And they won't even make Jesus grown man.
They won't even make a grown man.
Little baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus. Little baby Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. I say nothing about sweet baby Jesus.
Boy,
They out here bringing tortilla breads out here in America. What is y'all doing? They need not be born. What is going on?
At least them in that church, they at least had a big grown Jesus rubbing on and crying.
And all people think this is biblical time. We in biblical time. They still setting up little houses, which is called What did it say? Chapel of idols. That's a chapel of idols. They set up in their backyard. What is that doing for you? We know it ain't doing nothing. If it's doing something for you, that's witchcraft. If that statue is doing something for you, you must got witchcraft.
Don't let one of them recover from a disease or something like that. There, I prayed to Mary and Mary saved me. Mary did what? She healed me. And I know the king people gone, bro. They gone. They history.
They say set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh.
What?
And swine's flesh and unclean beasts. That they should go also lead their children uncircumcised and make their souls, this is a key part, to make their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profanication. Did I say that right? Profanation. Profanation. That's being profane. But don't that line up with what the Lord said Babylon was going to be? Got every manner of filthy bird. This is what they've been doing. It's a continue. They just passing it on. They passing it on. It ain't nothing new. Babel ain't nothing new. Baal ain't nothing new. It's the same God they've been worshiping since the beginning of time. They ain't doing nothing new. We the only ones doing something different. So it's time for us to get back on our program. That's what it's time for us to do. We can't mix our program with their program. Hold your peace. We can't mix their program with our program because it don't go together. That's why he said, you rather be hot or you be cold. If you want to be in Babylon, go and be all the way in Babylon. Go ahead and reap your benefits like we tell Esau. Go ahead and enjoy your kingdom. Because a lot of Negroes want this to be their kingdom. Because what it say? Oh, pretty colors. Give me give me wisdom of Solomon in a part. Chapter 14 and verse 8. No, 7.
Can I read verse 49 right there? This verse 49 finish off what he was saying, because this is what they want. To the end that they might forget the law.
Read that again.
To the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
Look, look.
That's because that's what it's all about, to make us forget the law. That's what the whole purpose of when we was in slavery brings us over here butt naked, separating the families, teaching us the Willie Lynch. What for? To make us forget God's law. So now that we learning God's law, then that's a problem for them because we learn to love one another. That's what we learning to do. That's overall what we learning to do, to love one another. That's what the law is about. Learning to love one another. And when we keep the law, then we learn to trust one another. You know what I'm saying? That's why if we break the laws, curses come upon us. So when we keep the laws, we can build our nation back because it's trust.
You know, when they first came out, man, I really thought that was such a bad saying. That goddamn devil that the Bible speak of. Now that's my favorite. Oh, you thought it was bad? That's so bad, man. Christianity.
No! Who is the devil? Who and where is he?
He's the goddamn devil that the Bible speak of. I'm not lying, boy.
If that ain't the head devil, then who and where is he?
Man.
He's been doing it too long.
Man, this dude, here's something else, man.
Read that out.
This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. But that which is made with the hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
Read on.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike, hateful unto God.
So this is what we try to, like, I brought this Nimrod up. He the one that started people worshiping wood and stone. So we try to tell our people, say, bro, that cross that you got on is for Tammuz. That cross that you got on is idolatry. And the Lord hates that and you when you wear it. They don't get it though. You can't make this stuff up. But it says it right here in the scriptures. Read on, huh?
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of unwise.
That's what Nimrod did to the people. He put a snare, he put a stumbling block to the souls of men. He did that on purpose. That's why I say he didn't walk in the ways of the Lord. Then he started teaching other people not to walk in the ways of the Lord, putting that stumbling block in their way and a snare to the feet of the unwise, man. Read on.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Read that again, bro.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
When you read in the book of Joshua, Abraham's father, Terah, had 12 idols set up. And Abraham was like trying to tell him, what's this, Dad? What's this going on up in here? These ain't real. These are idols. And anything that people set up is an idol. What did it say was the beginning of spiritual fornication? When you set up idols, when you idolize something other than the Most High God, that is spiritual fornication. That's what they're doing here in Babylon. That's why they got to show American Idol. The American Idol. Then they got the European Idol, the French Idol. It's idols. These Beyonce is an idol. Jay-Z is an idol. They say they compare himself to Christ and a whole bunch of songs. But he's an idol. All these celebrities they put up there, so that they can be idols. So don't people do what the gods do? So then we're supposed to be doing what our God said to do. We're supposed to be walking in God's ways. So Lil Wayne is an idol, right? And he got a song where he said he got a bunch of twins running around. Meaning they act just like him. Dreads with the blonde hair, the tattoos on the face. He got a bunch of twins. Why he got a bunch of twins? Because he's an idol to them. That's why they pay him all the money. They're not paying on anybody all this money that they're paying for nothing. You are an idol. People are idolizing. Our first experience, Lil Nas X. You remember, his idol was Nas. You know what I'm saying? And he acted just like him. He would look like him, just a shorter version, right? Remember he was a that's what we typed him. He was Nas X. Yeah. That's the type of spirit that's running around here in America. That's what they raised up here in America. That's a brother that got the spirit of a demon and then blamed his Israelites and his family and dad, all this is no, bro. This is your lifestyle. This is you. Read on. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. The invention of them the corruption of life. So now that we know that devising idols and the invention is a corruption of life, and they try to take this home. What is all this stuff? What is the portal industry sell for? What is the movie industry sell for? What is the music industry sell for? To take your son. That's why we don't have control for these children. They're looking. Why is the city girl anybody idol? Why is Cardi B anybody's idol? Why is this being allowed to flourish? You can't go to certain countries doing none of this stuff they doing. They gotta be on underground, you know. Like that where it used to be. It used to be shame. Ain't no shame no more. Ain't no shame about it. You're a dancer, you just a dancer. You get in the bag. Back in the day, it used to be a shame. It's like it was when they used to sneak in these things. And when you don't nobody know you was strip. Then it went to dance. Oh, she just dance. She just thinks I'm dancing. I always ask her to get entertained. Entertained. Okay. Yeah, I know. I just mentioned 16-year-old boy. So I know a star. I know stars. No, they put that on there and make it sound. But it's a 30 day. When you look at the money in the pharmaceuticals, that's what's free. Look at where the money goes. That'll tell you everything you need to know. That'll tell you everything you need to know about this country when you look at the money. The things that's making the most money in this country. Pharmaceuticals, oil industry, the movie industry, the music industry, the criminality, the legal system. You know how much money the legal system. They making big money. Read on out. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be after. Neither were they from the beginning. Come find out where it happened. Remember, I wasn't in the beginning. He was after the beginning. And he started coming to the Lord saying he ain't gonna be in the end either because it's garbage, man. It's straight garbage. Our people come up with this wine of abomination. Give me Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Read that one again. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man's soul. When you spiritually come out of Babylon, you can just deliver your soul about it. Most High gave us the breadcrumbs. Like I remember going to church one time and getting to the kingdom of God. They ain't telling you nothing. That's why I say they shut up the kingdom to the people. They not teaching them nothing. But he telling us how to get into the people, how to save our soul. Preach up the preach. Read on. Flee out of her midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Nations are mad from drinking of the wine of Babylon. And it's different types of wine. It ain't just one type of wine that you can get drunk off of. Same way you go to the store, it ain't just one type of wine. It's multiple types of wine. Oh, what you got right there? I'm gonna read this right here. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Is it not violence in this country? This ain't a safe place to live. By no means. You can get killed by anybody. You can get killed by a white person, black person, Mexican person, Asian person, the police, the government. It don't even matter. This ain't a safe place because it's the wine of violence in this place. Know what I'm saying? You get one more. Amos chapter 2 and verse 8. And it reads, and they laid themselves down upon the cloths laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their gods. Ain't any people condemned in this place? You come to this place, you can be finished. People running here, yeah, it's bad other places, but you can just as well come here and get dead in. It's people who got money getting murdered. It's a lot of people with money that's getting murdered in this place. It's a lot of celebrities that's getting murdered in this place because of their money. Because they have money. They talk about how many carjackings and house break-ins in Atlanta from all these people that got money. So just because you got money, that don't make you safer. That you might be safer without money.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't show nothing. Even Jay Prince told the brother, what's it do? PMB Pump. And Jay Prince advised, he said, well, you need to have proper security if you finna be wearing all these jewelry. If you finna go out like this. But see, he has said something. He said, ain't nobody gonna get him. In other ways, you living that. Once again, I gotta remind you, we living in Babylon. Ain't nobody gonna get him. What happened? They got him. Because why? I hate to say it, but that life song is true. And he say, they be teasing me. They be teasing me with them 23s and they be teasing they run. I guess it's brothers who do look at it like that. They sit on here watching these brothers and these sisters every move on Instagram because people cannot go without putting all their business on the internet. And they watching for them to slip so they can get them. And you watching they stuff talking about they teasing you. Get you some business. Get you a life. Get you a life, but that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works, man. So the house of the wine of Kedem is here in Babylon too. Let me see, Psalm 60 and 3. Let's go to Psalm 60 and 3. And it reads, thou hast shewed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Is not astonishment in this place? I'm astonished every day by the Israelites. I'm astonished what's going on with us every day. And the Lord said we were going to be an astonishment. Didn't he say that? Proverb and the byword, an astonishment. So that wine of astonishment is here. I'm really trying to understand how a brother, 200 pounds, put on skinny jeans, that's too little. Not just skinny jeans, they already too little. And then you still trying to saddle. That's an astonishment to me. Because I seen Kevin Gates in some jeans, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You over here built like SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm thinking you looking good. Yeah. So it's different wines. That's why it says cup full of wines of fornication and abomination. Let me get one more. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 19. And it says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations failed. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. So that's what's going to hit this place. That's what's hitting this place. The cup of the wine of the fierceness of the Most High wrath. That's why in California it's burning. Burning. It's droughts in this country. Then you got floods in this country. Then you got the water contaminated in this country. You got all types of natural disasters that the Most High is putting on this place, man. That's coming from that cup of the fierceness of his wrath. And that's just the start. The different viruses that they got going on in this place. The monkeypox. How scared were they of the COVID? This ain't no joke. And that's just a small drop of the things that the Most High gonna do to this place, man. So when he mess up the merchant, When he mess up the money, it's over. It's over. Because once the money messed up, you can't do nothing. Once your credit messed up, you know they had dropped in credit rate. Who they was under? Obama. Tried to mess a nigga credit up. They had a quadruple A credit when Obama in office. Up, they dropped him down to double A. He a triple A member. He the best American credit up. They ain't something else, man. Read what you got.
Verse 4. Oh no, you was reading.
No, I had you hold it.
Oh, Psalms 63.
No, I had you hold
Jeremiah 51.
Yeah, I told you to hold what you got.
Oh, I got it. All right. Are we on verse 7? I'm sorry.
PS3.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and made all the earth drink. No, actually we're on verse 8.
Keep reading.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine thereof, and the nations are mad. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her.
He said, howl for her. Don't cry for a howl for her. That's on your ass. She's falling.
That let you know, Bishop Mike will let you know. That was the Bishop Mike telling you. Taking balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
So that's what I'm telling y'all. We in Babylon. If this place could have been healed, it would have got healed. We can't heal this place, man. We can only let our light shine and do the work of the Lord. We can't heal this place. It's over for this place. Read on up.
But she is not healed. Forsake her.
Do what?
Forsake her.
No, we gotta try to save as many people as possible.
Forsake her.
Read on up.
And let us go, everyone, into his own country.
Everybody gonna leave this place and go into their own country. All the Arabs gonna go back to their country. All the Africans gonna go back to their country. All the Asians gonna go back to their country. They're gonna take their stuff and they gonna go. And we gonna go to. Read.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
No, now jump up the first one.
51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, and destroying wind.
That's why I try to tell our people, don't go to the military, because you have to be in there and they got to fight against Yahushua. It's gonna be over for you. Because you're gonna be fighting against your own Lord and Savior. Read on.
And will send unto Babylon banners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Where they gonna be at?
Against her round about.
All the riches around. Read on.
Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow.
It's that nuclear arrow, that nuclear arsenal that's gonna be coming.
And against him that lift himself up in his bargadine, brigandine, and spare ye not her young men.
Brigandine is armor.
And spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
You know how they show somebody dying in a military. They can kill up 10,000 people, but they lose one. Oh, our troops, the troops. Man, shut up. Read on.
Thus the slain shall fall.
Hold on before you start. They cry about the troops, and they don't give a damn about the troops. You better ask the veterans. They have to go to the VA. These people is fugazi, man. They act like they care about them so much, but when you in there, if you went in there, you know what I'm talking about. They don't give a damn about the troops.
I thought you were going to bring up the brother police.
You know, one of my brothers have fallen. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, when that state trooper, one of the cops got killed, they put the brother on the news. When our brothers have fallen, man, shut up.
It was the
Yes, man.
They found it.
All
God.
right, we gonna let the scripture.
Read that word again. That's what you just said.
Fugazi.
Fugazi.
Fake.
Mm.
All right,
Thus the slain shall fall in the land out of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken.
What did the Bible say?
For Israel hath not been
So we
forsaken.
want to be a part of Israel that's not forsaken, because the scriptures say all Israel is not Israel, right?
That's right.
So we want to be a part that's not forsaken with the Most High. Read on.
Nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
So even though all is going on around us, if we get back in the graces of the Most High God, we will not be forsaken, man. Go back to Revelation 18:4. We're gonna read that now. Read some of that. Read it when you got it, bro.
It's at the book of Revelation. Revelation 18 and verse 4.
We'll round it out with this. We're gonna repeat it again through the scriptures. What the Lord is telling us to do. In battle. Read.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she had filled to her double.
So it's telling us, why would I want to be on her side? But the Lord telling us we gonna have to repay her back double for what she did to us.
Double
Double, according double unto her, double according to her works. You know what I'm saying?
So take her double, then double that, double that again according to her works. Verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing off afar, off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is the judgment come.
1 hour. Now go to Isaiah 47:1. In 1 hour, the judgment is gonna come in this place. And the Most High putting down judgment all over this place. Right now, He putting down judgment. He not even waiting.
Now, what makes me nervous is 1,000 years is 1 year to him. I hate to see what an hour. That's a long buck. That's a long. I don't want to see the Lord out. I don't want to see it.
Where we at, Isaiah?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
That's how we know that we're talking about today. Because this is the virgin daughter of the original. You know what I'm saying? Not even Nebuchadnezzar was the original. We talking about the virgin daughter of Babylon. Read on.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
This is a whore.
Take the millstones and the grindmill, uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet these as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
You know?
Sit thou silent and get thee unto darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kings. The lady of kings.
Right there, it's more than just America. America is one kingdom. It's the Lady of Kingdoms. Read on.
Verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy.
Don't show us no mercy since we've been here.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
They put a heavy yoke on Nathan. Still to this day. Read.
And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
That's like in Revelation where she said that she gonna sit a queen and I am no widow. They shall see no sorrow. They say I shall be a lady forever. Read on.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember that latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, that thou that art given to pleasure.
So what?
Thou that art given to pleasure.
Because that's what this place is all about, fulfilling their pleasures. Read.
That dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
That's why they be tripping about when they lose a soldier. Because they say we ain't gonna have no loss of children. You can have a loss of children, but we ain't gonna have a loss of children unless it's friendly fire. Read on.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
What's gonna come?
The loss of children and widowhood.
He said two things gonna come to him in a moment, in one day. That's that 1 hour. They can't play with the Most High. They think they better than the Most High. This ain't nothing but the same story. We gonna build a space center. We gonna go to the moon. We gonna put a nuclear reactor on the moon. We gonna go to Mars. We gonna show God. That's all they say.
Space military.
Space military and all this garbage. Y'all ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't went nowhere. Read on. Oh yeah, they going somewhere. They going somewhere. Captivity.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorcery.
See, there you go right there. The sorceries. That's the witchcraft. That's the movies. That's the music. Go ahead.
And for the great abundance of thine enchantment.
The TV, the cartoons, they enchanting, the programming, it's enchantments. Read.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me.
Like they can't see what we doing. They can't see what the plan that we got for these people. But we can see. Read.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and the desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
I'm telling you, the way that this gonna happen is gonna be through them chariots, because that's the only thing they can't keep up with. They trying to watch everything. They got telescopes. They got radar, they got everything watching everybody. They listen to your conversation, they watching your text, they looking at the internet because they want to see when something coming. But it's gonna have to be something on another level that's gonna catch them off guard. They showing it every day with the chariots. They cannot do nothing with the chariots. That's just gonna pop up on them suddenly. That's what's gonna be right there. They ain't even think, they ain't even know it was coming.
I had him right there. I had him locked in.
Exactly.
I had him locked in, and they said, I know he was gone.
He was gone. Straight on, man.
Technology just ain't gonna do it.
Ooh,
Read on.
I got you. Therefore shall evil come upon, and mischief shall, verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored for thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
If all your stuff is real, then you'll be able to prevail over the Most High. If what you doing is what it's about. That's what he's saying. Read on.
Thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsel.
Hey, God, all them different councils, the military councils, the Congress, the Senate, they having the president, they having all these councils because they wearied. Because once you done did all this dirt they done did, you worried about somebody doing something to you all the time. Read on.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly protagonists, prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
What do you think the James Webb telescope for? The Hubble telescope, the stargazers, the astrologers, what you think all this for? To try to see if when your house shot coming back.
The Lord is coming.
That's why he said he gonna come like a thief in the night. Read on. Finish this up.
Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit in.
They're gonna be on fire, but they ain't gonna have the fire to warm up with. That's crucial.
Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thou merchants from thy youth. They shall wander everyone to his quarter. None shall save.
Man, once they see America get hit, they like, you know what? We gonna go ahead and go. I'll see you later, brother. Gotta go. But yeah, man, this is why the Most High telling us to come out of these ways that we was trained in this country. We got everything that we need, all the information, all the knowledge and the wisdom that we need to come back to the Most High God. And we need to take that thing, man. We need to appreciate it and be honored that we've been chosen to be able to know who we are and to know that we in Babylon and how we need to move in Babylon. So with that, I say all praise to the Most High God in the name of His Holy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. And we're going to give a law before we go. We're going to give a law. Give me Proverbs 3:31. Proverbs 3:31.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy not, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy thou not the oppressor, the one who taught us all this stuff to go against the Most High, and choose none of his ways. So with that, we say Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, all praise to the Most High. Yo, and we out. Hope everybody have a good spot and get your rest in. All praise. All praise.